Hello everyone! Hello and welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 45 for April 21st, 2020. I'm Nemesis and I am joined as usual by Alcatraz here.
Hello.
Let's see. Of course, spring anime is still going. I started watching Zombieland Saga Revenge. Really liking it so far.
Do that. I hear everyone raving about the new OP.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good, darn good too. Yeah,
Yep.
so far it's been great. There's other stuff I want to check out, but I'm holding off until we got our lists for our sampler episode. Because I don't want to start watching then. Oh, okay, now I got to go rewatch and take notes. I actually finished Other Side Picnic recently. That was one I was hoping for we'd get last time, but we didn't for the sampler.
Right.
It's pretty good. It's basically let's see, how should I describe it? Kind of has a Yuri, but with a bit of an SCP type of tone to it as well.
That's an unusual combination.
Oh yeah, it is. SCP is not quite right exactly, but it's definitely got the whole supernatural urban legend thing going on.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean. So that's because SCP could also be taken in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Like there's the really, really creepy SCPs and then the ones that aren't. So.
There's definitely a whole thing going on. It's pretty cool, but I feel like it fell short in a couple things. But anyway, I enjoyed it in the end. Maybe we'll talk about it in the future. I don't know.
Possibly.
But yeah. Well, one of the bigger bits of news is Harmony Gold, Big West Frontier, and Studio New kind of all came to the agreement to actually let Macross licensing happen internationally and whatnot. So that's kind of a big deal considering a lot of the players involved were preventing that. Besides that, I can't really think of any other real big anime news. No, not
I have an
the
appointment
anime.
for my first vaccination.
Hooray! You're almost caught up with me.
Yeah. I will soon become immortal.
Yeah, I'm fully vaccinated as of now. Actually, as of
you have
almost a week.
ascended.
Yep.
You have
I'm growing
ascended to
stronger every
godhood.
day.
Yes. Oh God! Now you just remind me of Ebola.
Stop praying for my grandpa. He's too strong. He broke out of the hospital.
That one's a different one.
I know, but still it's funny.
But yeah, it's just like they all tend to be tangential. Ebola-chan and then the
But anyway,
the Ebola.
we're not here to talk about vaccines and Ebola-chan and whatnot. We're here to talk about, well, kind of a different thing. We're going to see how this works out because this is very different.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah. We're talking about Interstella 4-5. The story of the secret star system, which in all reality is basically an extended music video for Daft Punk's album Discovery.
Yep.
Part of the reason we're talking about it is, one, Daft Punk's great, or they were great anyway.
They were great. They broke up.
And the other thing is the Discovery album actually turned 20 recently.
Yep.
This is one of those things about, you remember that whole thing I was complaining about last week about the whole, or not complaining, but the whole schedule thing. I should have scheduled better. If I scheduled better, this would have been, we wouldn't talk about this right about the time that Discovery turned 20 instead of about a month and a half later.
Yep.
Or 2 months actually.
And we also would have talked about Bubblegum next back to back.
Yeah. All that stuff would have worked out better, but instead I screwed up. Anyway, this movie, it's more or less, it is a movie, came out in 2003, spring of 2003. And it is no dialogue.
Nope.
The only voices are from the songs.
Yep.
So yeah, it's told entirely via music and visuals. So it's actually pretty easy to follow, thankfully. There's actual cohesive story to it. And it's basically, in it, you have an alien band. They're these blue-skinned aliens, right? They're the band and they're playing. They're having fun time. Everyone on the planet's having fun time. They're listening to music. To the point of, oh no, everyone's having such a fun time that the people who are like watching space and making sure no one comes miss the fact there's intruders coming, and oh whoops, until too late, and then oh whoops, the band are kidnapped and they're brought to Earth, and they're brainwashed, made to look like humans, and turned into like a big, huge music sensation by some evil corporate record guy.
Yep.
And yeah, there's that. And then, oh no. And then they find there's one guy who's a super huge fan of the group.
One in particular.
Yeah, one in particular. He finds out he about that they've been kidnapped, and he follows the spaceship to Earth, and he manages to rescue them. Finally, he gets them unbrainwashed. Well, most of them unbrainwashed, and then, but in the process, he gets shot, and he's pretty badly injured. And then they finally rescue the bass player with the girl, and yeah, then he dies. The rescuer dies, and oh man, that sucks.
Yeah,
he dies, and they have a nice little memorial type funeral thing for him. And then they find out what the record guy is doing. Apparently, he's using the fact that these super huge popular musicians to like gain some sort of power from some sort of eldritch thing or something, or it's an alien.
Yeah.
It's aliens and technology like landed way back in his family line or something. Some aliens like crashed into Earth, and he used that to exploit things. And now he's going to do something to take over the universe somehow using gold records. And
it's weird.
It's a little weird, but then they stop him, and then they get
he's basically the what did I say? He's the space conductor wizard.
Yeah. Anyway, they have to try to get home. They're trying, and they get caught up in stuff, and then eventually they're sent home. And humanity finds out, oh, there's aliens, and and they get sent home, and then they perform one more time, and
one more time.
That's the beginning, though.
I know. That's
but they perform, and they're able to broadcast their performance to Earth, and everyone's having a fun time jamming out, and that's pretty much the end.
Yep.
Oh, except wait, actually, turns out the whole thing was just a kid playing with his toys while listening to Daft Punk.
Yep, it was all in a kid's imagination.
Yep. It was Saint Elsewhere, I think. It turned out the whole thing was like all the kids, some kid pretending or something.
I think it's a somewhat common trope.
I remember that one in particular was the one that people found out the whole show was just some kid's imagination.
Yeah, it sounds vaguely familiar.
Because that's the ending? Are you serious?
Yep. Basically, this entire thing is just one big message about, or at least how I got it, about the soul-sucking music industry.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's really what it feels like.
Yeah, it's also made by Toei Animation, famous for Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball.
Yep.
But yeah, it's also got a particular art style. It's got a very kind of classic art style and a very old school, like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, I didn't actually look when it actually was made.
In 2003.
It was made for that, but it was like, it doesn't match 2003 art style. I was like, this looks like something way older.
Yeah.
This is retro.
Mm-hmm. So the whole thing, the thing is, it's actually very... one thing, it does look very good for the most part. It's a very nice looking thing, which it needs to, because the visuals are a huge chunk of the presentation, because there's not even a
dialogue.
There's not even a whole lot of sound effects for the most part either.
Nope. That's actually, from what I hear, was actually a key thing. Like, one of the only real sound effects you get is the tire screeching every now and then.
Yeah, there's that.
Apparently it's supposed to be sort of a thing that's supposed to startle you.
There's a couple things, like the tire screech. I think there was a bit where you hear a couple other things, but yeah, for the most part, there's not a lot of sound effects.
Yep. The only, like 99% of the sounds are the song.
Mm.
And every now and then you hear something else. No dialogue at all.
And the fact that they managed to make a full cohesive story and make it mostly match, the visuals match to the songs for the most part. There's a couple parts where it's like,
for the most part.
It's actually pretty impressive considering that Discovery, the album, was not made to tell a story.
Yeah. And they were able to put it together.
But they were able to make it work, and it makes sense, and a lot of the music, at the very least, usually for the most part, matches with what's going on screen. There's one bit, which song was that? There's one bit when they find that the music guy's castle thing, right?
The manor, the Darkwood Manor.
Yeah, the Darkwood Manor. They find that, and the music at first matches, and then as when we get towards the end of the song, it stops matching.
Yeah.
I think it was Voyager, or was it Veritas Quo? I think it was Veritas Quo. Yeah. Yeah, Veritas Quo. It very much matches kind of a quieter, more subdued track, and all that stuff with and it's got a good, more quiet, subdued track, and it matches with them kind of sneaking through a castle. But by the time you're getting to the part with the lava and everything, the music's, that song's still going, but it doesn't quite match what's going on screen.
Yeah.
That's a little odd. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. How it works.
Yeah, it is really cool how they made it all work.
Yeah.
There were a few places that kind of made me chuckle.
Mm.
Like when they were on their way back, as they were in the rift on their way home, and the space musician wizard evil thing appears at the
somehow.
black. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the spirit of the rescuer person shows up just out of the blue and saves them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, okay, sure, space magic. I guess we'll go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or how once they found the aliens, that they were aliens, the entirety of humanity went to help them.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic.
It's very optimistic, to say the least.
Very optimistic.
Also a bit of blue face, though, so that's kind of... That's a little... When you think about it, that's a little...
When you think about it. Potentially an issue. I mean, it's done with different intent here, but still.
Yeah, one thing I actually find really... This nice little subtle thing was there's a bit worse, when they're trying to sneak into the record company. At the end, there's a security guard. He's watching a soccer match, and if you look, the match is between France and Japan because Daft Punk is French and this is Japanese animation. So, little subtle thing there. So stuff like that's pretty nice. Yeah, the actual band, they're Crescendos because the song Crescendos.
Yep,
makes sense. Yeah, they actually have names. They're very briefly pop up, but they have names and actually profiles and ages and everything. But most of that's not important.
Yeah. Yeah, and whether their names are their actual names, because they're the ones that created for their human selves, their brainwashed.
Yeah, you got Stella. She's the bassist, and I guess the main protagonist, at least according to the wiki.
Well, you might.
Yeah.
I would say that's debatable.
Yeah.
Because the rescuer may be more closely that way.
Well, even that though, he kind of dies like 2/3 of the way through. So.
Yeah, but still, he's the hero.
Arpeggios. That's the guitarist.
Arpeggios.
The one who actually got away briefly when they were first being captured and put up a bit of a fight.
Yep.
A bit, but, well. Eventually stick on. And then Beryl, he's the drummer.
That sounds about right.
And Octave.
Drums.
Octave, the keyboardist. And vocalist, apparently, even though, again... I mean, I guess you got vocals, but...
Yeah.
And yeah, apparently the rescuer guy, the Han Solo type dude, is Shep. Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
I'm Commander Shepard.
This predates Mass Effect, so...
This does predate Mass Effect.
Clearly Mass Effect ripped this off.
Clearly.
Now,
where's my giant guitar ship in Mass Effect? Yeah.
See?
Where
Mass Effect's just a rip-off of Interstella. You should sue,
Why
Toei.
didn't they put a freaking giant guitar spaceship in then? Come on.
Shep's spaceship, it looks just like a giant guitar.
It's a giant guitar.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is awesome. It's a flying V.
Yeah. The main bad guy is actually, his name is the Earl de Darkwood, because, well, yeah, it makes sense. Darkwood, the Earl.
Darkwood Manor. Earl.
Yeah, in terms of, I'm not sure. I think the implication, this was the thing, was like, he's been alive for a very, very long time.
Yeah, that's the implication that I got as well. He's very, very old. Apparently, like, he's been doing this for a while too, stealing people.
Yeah, stealing aliens and bringing them to Earth.
I think I vaguely remember an implication of like his son dying or something.
I think that was his dad. I think that was the dad was the one who
that.
died, and he was the kid, and then he grew up with the cult thing.
Kid. Yeah.
And he made this big old cult thing. And that was the funny thing, was like he fell into the lava, and so they all go, woo, and fall in with it. He's like,
we should also mention his bodyguards are robots, apparently.
Yeah, they're robots. Again, I mean, he has access to alien technology, makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. The big giant record tower thing in the manor.
Yeah.
This hole was made for me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
First thing I saw, I was like, this hole. I haven't even seen Junji Ito's stuff, and
and then there's a record company guy. He was just some young looking cool dude. He's like, he was duped by the Earl. Yeah, because he's like, oh man, yeah, these Crescendos are great. I want to sign them to my record label. And then, oh crap, they're kidnapped aliens. That's awful. I better help them out.
Yep.
Thankfully, he was just an unwitting pawn, so that was good.
Yeah. Totally unrealistic, because usually those are the ones that are the worst.
Yep, the worst. Another thing was, it's kind of interesting how, man, there's an alien race that's just pretty much physiologically the same as humans, just with blue skin.
Yep.
Thank goodness, because, that one guy got injured pretty bad and he had to go to the hospital, but they were able to help him. But not the other guy. He died.
Not the other guy. He's dead.
On a torn up mattress in some warehouse or something.
Yep. Something like that. That was kind of a touching scene, though. When they went out and buried him.
Oh, yeah. That was very touching. That was touching. Again, worked with the music really well.
Yep.
The other thing, of course, harder, better, faster, stronger, when they're being brainwashed and changed and everything. That was really well done.
Yes, that was a good scene.
But yeah, the thing with the that guy is and everything is like, okay, yeah, he has a crush on Stella, the bassist. Okay, sure, fair enough. He kind of imagined, we have very long moments of him having his little imagined spots, shall we say, of him and her, and then kind of another weird one when he's dying, and yeah. And they also, when they get on the ship, I find it funny, they get on the ship and they find his living quarters and all this. Oh, wow, he's got a bunch of merchandise and, of course, a poster of her above the bed. She sees it and touch. And my first thought would not be, oh, I'm so touched. Oh, my God, he's been fapping to me.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And whether or not you think that's creepy is up to you, but
yeah.
I'll yeah. Maybe she's into that.
I don't know. I'm not judging.
I'm not judging.
Out loud.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. A couple things which is also nice. They had Daft Punk made a cameo because, of course.
Of course they did.
Yeah, because they had the music awards thing.
The awards.
Daft Punk was one of the nominees. Yep. There's mentioned by name and everything. So I was like, oh.
Aw. Of course, then, the kid was listening to Daft Punk, so they showed up.
Daft Punk record, not a CD, a record.
A record, yes.
And listened to and playing with his dolls. They're not dolls, Mom!
Except he was asleep, so...
Well, he was clear he was playing with them.
So I think it was like a dream. He was playing with them, had an imagination, fell asleep, and dreamed it.
I think I would actually almost say that he was just playing, and the whole thing he was playing, and what he was doing was what we saw was his playtime. Like in Toy Story, his playtime was what we saw, and then at the end, the credits scene or whatever, that's when he fell asleep.
Okay, that works too.
And that makes more sense to me. Just because he had all those toys out, and they were being put away, and it's like, oh, okay, see, he's playing with them, and then. Oh, his parents, he tuckered himself out. Let's put him in bed.
Remember, and think about this. There is a point in time at which your parents set you down and never picked you up again.
Yeah. I think that was pretty early for me because I was a big kid.
I was a big baby. I didn't stay that way.
Again, and the nice thing about this is because, Daft Punk's was a great group. This, of course, Discovery is a great album.
Discovery is an amazing album. It's one of their most well known.
Yeah, the thing about Daft Punk is I have to notice, which is the thing of people's notice, which is whichever one Daft Punk album is the best is the first one you listen to. That's always the best one.
Usually, yeah. I think for me it's a little different because I didn't listen to a single album at first. I listened to individual songs from different albums. So I didn't quite get that, but I can see that.
My first Daft Punk album was Discovery, so I really liked Discovery.
Oh, it's no reason not to.
I mean, I also like the Tron soundtrack and Homework and
Homework is another one that people. Oh, Random Access Memories. That was the only one that I actually have physical.
Right.
Random Access Memories. I have a physical CD of that.
Yeah, but also I've also been lately. I've been listening to their 2000 their Alive the live album.
Alive is good. Alive is different.
Yeah,
but Alive is
it's their live album, so of course it's different.
Yeah,
I was listening to that a lot recently. So Daft Punk is it's a great it's a shame that they broke up. But at the same time, the last thing they did was what 12 years. Well, not 12 years now, like 6, 7 years
Random
ago.
Access.
It was like 2012.
15, when did that one come out?
2013. Yeah, that came out in 2013. So yeah, it'd been 8 years since they had done anything.
Yeah, and then they're doing like small things after that and around that, but no other big releases.
No albums really. But yeah, it kind of sucks that I'm never going to see Daft Punk live.
Yeah,
that would have been great, but
that would have been a lot of fun.
This was actually, a pretty solid overall movie.
It was.
I really liked it.
Giant music video about blue aliens that isn't Eiffel 65.
Exactly. It works really well. It's visually really great. Of course, the music's amazing. Everything about it is it works really well, and I rather liked it. And what's nice is you can pretty much watch it for free without any real issue because it's on YouTube in two forms. One, you could watch the full thing, although that's kind of an iffy quality copy, or you can actually watch Warner Brothers France has all the individual music videos in a playlist. Will cut out a couple minutes from the movie. Like, there's the transition from One More Time to Aerodynamic is a lot longer in the full movie than it is there because they cut out a good chunk of the the bongs because there's more bongs in the movie than there is in the actual song for pacing, I guess. So yeah, there are some pieces and bits and pieces missing, but for the most part, you'll get the full story if you watch that playlist. So and that is 100% legal because it's theirs and they put it up on YouTube.
Yeah,
But you could also watch the other one, which is less legal, but and also worse quality, but it's the full thing. Or you can go elsewhere.
Yeah,
but it's worth checking out. It's about an hour long, a little over an hour long. It's fun to watch.
It is. It's really really enjoyable.
Yeah,
great music, great visuals. Tells a story without using dialogue, which is a tough thing to do.
That is very hard.
I've seen it done.
Like here.
Yeah.
Shock.
It actually reminds me. It's a little bit different. In like, I've seen like challenges for fiction.
Oh yeah, no dialogue.
To write a story with no character dialogue. It's still words, so it's not quite the same.
It's so
the
hard,
characters
though.
aren't actually saying things, but it is hard. I've seen it done well. It's really interesting.
And there, you don't have the benefit of having music or visuals.
Right, but you're not really changing your medium.
Yeah.
So, it's a balance there.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a difficult thing to pull off, and again, for the most part, it works. Again, sometimes there is a couple of things where I feel like there's a bit of a misstep, but there's really not much you can do to avoid that. You can't really change music too much because it's also technically an official music video.
Yeah.
It's still worth getting. The only problem is getting a physical copy can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
I looked it up out of curiosity. Either it's really expensive or it's like, region 2, which if you're European, great. It's easy, but it's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy to get a region 1 copy for a good price.
There was one scene that I had to temper my frustration because it actually does make sense.
Yes.
When after the kidnapping, when they make it back to Earth, the spaceship that they kidnapped the aliens in.
Oh, right.
It turned into a 747 and then VTOL landed at the airport. And I was just like,
aliens.
That's not how they work. But it's like, it's just a disguise. It's not actually what the ship is. It's
not
actually a 747. But it's just
747s also don't let aliens zoop out of the bottom.
Exactly. It's like, it's not actually a 747.
It's a disguise.
It's a spaceship, but it's still just seeing a 747 come in and do a VTOL. It's just like, no! That's not how this works.
No!
So it's not a mistake. It's just...
Oh, the other thing was, I almost forgot to mention was, when they were being brainwashed and everything, the whole, they like overwrote their memories in such a way. It's like, it's still the same memories, but they modified how they look,
and it was all on tape.
Yeah.
They did it on tape.
Oh, the aliens still use tape? Wow, what the heck?
Well, the aliens didn't use tape. It was the evil humans that did. I would not trust that.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Just modify the memories. So look, they're not blue anymore. They're just human.
All your memories are the same. Sort of. It's just instead of taking place in an alien world, it took place here on Earth.
But you see also what's interesting is like as the time went on, they're kind of starting to somewhat, or at least Stella was kind of starting to break the brainwashing kind of, or pieces were kind of break.
Pieces of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's the whole thing is he uses them up until, like all these musicians, he uses them up until they're broken and then tosses them into the pit.
Yep, which is why I say it's like a analogy of the music industry.
Yeah. That happens a lot, and no one surprised me if that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's a criticism of the soul-sucking music industry.
Yep.
Chew you up, spit you out once they got all the money out of you.
Yeah, the music industry sucks.
Yeah, a lot of big industries suck.
And they're the ones who are also the reason why a lot of stuff nowadays is annoying. They're the ones, the biggest annoyance when it comes to DMCA and all that stuff.
Yep.
This is why it's like, it's like you have to be really careful about streaming games now because, that game just tripped like 30 different DMCA notifications.
Yeah.
Because,
capitalism.
You let 3 seconds of a licensed song play while you're playing this game. Now your account's banned.
Yep. Hooray for capitalism.
That's most of the music industry. Every other industry has kind of started to grapple with this a little better, but not the music industry. No, the music industry has to have their way or nothing.
Yeah, even the movie industry is a little bit better.
Yes.
The RIAA and the MPAA used to be the two most notoriously horrendous groups.
Yep.
But I think the MPAA is getting just, a smidge better, but
a smidge.
Only a smidge.
I mean, people are just uploading clips of stuff on YouTube and no one's really doing anything about it, so.
Yeah.
Versus you upload a song on YouTube or something, or even a piece of a song on YouTube and oh boy, hey look, my account's been banned.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
I think that's it.
There's not a huge amount left to talk about.
It's great. Definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Yep.
So I guess that's we can go ahead and wrap this all up.
Wrap it up.
I hope you enjoyed what you heard.
We don't want to go on for too long.
I mean, I could talk about Daft Punk for a while. I mean, check out the album if you haven't.
You didn't get it.
Oh.
That was the ending song. Too long.
Yeah, I know.
The 10-minute song.
Yeah, it's too long. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up now. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you'd listen to other episodes of the podcast as well. You could check them all out at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com. That's spelled Libsyn if you want to go there. You can subscribe to the RSS feed there. You could also subscribe to us via Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or Amazon Podcasts and subscribe. You see new episodes will come out as they do. You can email us at newtoweeaboo@gmail.com if you want to have questions, comments, or criticism or anime recommendations. We do have a couple already filed away. We are going to be talking about those pretty soon. Just scheduling,
logistics, worst thing in the world.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly. You could do that. You could also follow us on Twitter at newtoweeaboo. Follow us there and see new episodes that come out if you want to do it that way. And of course, our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1 and he's at Alcatraz770 and an underscore at the end. Yeah, I finally got my Unicron
Twitter's
review.
Been breaking lately.
Yes, I noticed. Finally got my Unicron videos done because, man, those took a while because Unicron's a big robot.
For you.
For everyone. You saw.
Yeah, I did.
He's a big chunky boy.
He's a big guy.
Absolute unit.
Absolute.
Big chungus of Transformers. How many more memes can I get in here? Yeah. So there's that.
Eventually, we'll just speak only in memes.
Oh, no.
Shaka, when the walls fell.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Tune in next time. We're going to be talking about the spring 2021 anime season a little bit. We're once again sampling 4 anime.
See how horrible of a selection we get this time.
Let's hope we get to the good ones because there was definitely some good stuff I saw that looks very interesting this season.
It just depends on how much Murphy's Law wants to go after us or not.
Yep, it's all crap isekai.
Yep. God.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed and hope to see you next time and take care of yourselves.
Yep. Stay healthy.
Goodbye.
Stay safe.